Good day, everyone. You're welcome to Born Tutor channel. We'll continue on compound statements that we started the last time. We are still on logical reasoning, and today we'll be talking about implication or conditional statement. When we're talking about implication or conditional statement, it is still under compound statement, whereby you can join two statements together. And implication statement or conditional statement, anyone you might prefer to call it, uses the if and then as the conjunction of the two statements. That is what used to join the two statements together. And it is used we use the symbol, this symbol, the arrow symbol, to join the two statements together. And we have a statement here. The first statement says Oshogbo is a town in Nigeria, while the other statement says Oshogbo is in Africa. Those are the two statements we have here today. And if you want to write the conditional statement of these two, it will be that the P in condition with Q says if Oshogbo Oshogbo is a town in Nigeria, then you can see I've used the if to start the statement and the then comes in between the statement. Then Oshogbo is in Africa. And you can see I have joined the two simple statements together to become just one statement. And the statement I have here is called conditional statement, because the two statements are in condition with each other. And the condition is what leads us to the truth table. But before we go to the truth table, let me tell you one thing. The P statement, that is the statement that comes immediately after the if, are you following me? Which is also the one that comes forward here. The statement P is called the antecedent. It's called the antecedent. And the statement Q that comes after then is called the consequence. It's called the consequence. And you might be thinking that, what if this statement is false? What will happen to the other statement in under the conditional statement? So let me give you a truth table for these two statements, and you can see how they work hand in hand. We have statement P, we have statement Q, and we have the conditional P with Q. If the statement P is true and also the statement Q is true, then the conditional statement will be true. Because we said if Oshogbo is a town in Nigeria, if it is true, and we know Nigeria is in Africa, then the other statement is true also. That means the whole statement, the conditional statement, will be true. But let's assume that the first statement is false. Are you following me? And the second statement is also false. Once the two statements are false, then the conditional statement will be true. Because it's like saying if the sky is red and the sky is not blue, the first statement is false because the sky is not red, the sky is blue. And the second statement says the sky is not blue, which is also false. So which means if I said if the sky is red, then the sky is not blue, you can see that the two statements are false, and combining them together makes the statement to be true, because I said if the sky is not red, then the sky is not blue. So another condition is that if the first statement P, which is the antecedent, is false and the second statement is true, that means the conditional statement will be true. Another condition is that, let's say the first statement is true and the last statement is false, then the conditional statement will be false. If the first statement is true, then the last statement is false, then the conditional statement will be false. Which means this is the truth table and the four conditions we have for the conditional statement. That is, when even though the antecedent might be false, as long as the consequence is true, then the conditional statement will be true. But if the antecedent is true and the consequence is false, the conditional statement will remain false. So if you have any questions or any argument under this implicational statement or all the statements we'll be talking about since the beginning of this class, please don't hesitate to drop it in the comment section below and we can find solution to it. So let's go on to the next statement we have. Another type of statement we have here is converse statement. We have inverse statement and contrapositive statement. So I'll be talking about these three types of statements together because they go hand in and they are quite similar. So I'll be using the same example to explain all these three statements for us today. So let's say we have two statements like this, whereby the first statement says the triangle are the same, and the other statement says the ratio of the corresponding sides are equal. Imagine I want to write a conditional statement for this. It will be your P in condition with Q will say if the triangle are the same, then that's a conditional statement. Then the ratio of the corresponding sides are equal. That would be the conditional statement for such two statements. That is, if the triangles are the same, then the ratio of the corresponding sides are equal. That would be the conditional statement for it. But imagine I interchange these two statements, whereby instead of having P in condition with Q, I am now having Q in condition with P. The statement will now be if the corresponding sides are equal. Let me write it. If the corresponding sides are equal, then the triangles are the same. Me looking at these two statements, you can see that I'm still saying the same thing even though I interchange the two statements. And the second one you have here is called a converse statement, whereby you convert the first statement to be the second statement, interchanging them between each other. And what you will have now is called the converse statement. And if you check the two statements, it is still saying the same thing, even though we just rearrange the statement. The first one says if the triangles are the same, then the ratio of the corresponding sides are equal. And the second one says if the corresponding sides are equal, then the triangles are the same, which means we are still saying the same thing. And this statement is called converse 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 statement. It's called converse statement. But when we're talking about the inverse statement, the inverse statement is the negative of the two first statements, whereby the first conditional statement you have here of the P with Q have been negate, whereby you have negative of P in condition with negative of Q. And you will notice if you write out negative of Q, and you will notice if you write out the statement also, it will still give you the same value. And this statement will be that if the triangles are not the same, then the ratio of the corresponding sides are not equal. That means you negate the two statements in the conditional statement and you will end up having the same result. Because if this statement is true, this statement also will be true, and the statement for the inverse statement also will be true. So negating the two statements is what we call the inverse statement. The inverse statement. The inverse statement. We're talking about the contrapositive statement. The contrapositive statement is more like the converse. The converse statement of this conditional statement is that you interchange the two statements. But when you interchange the two statements of an inverse statement, whereby you have the negative q coming first before the negative p. Then this is a contrapositive. This is a contrapositive statement. This is a contrapositive statement. That is, the converse statement of the inverse statement is the contrapositive statement, and you will still end up still having the same value. So thank you for watching this video from the beginning. If you have any question under logical reasoning, or you have any other problem you want us to solve under mathematics, please don't forget to drop them in the comment section below. And you can also reach out to us in the comment section below, because we'll be dropping the link to all the channels that we have and whereby you can contact. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and don't forget to on your notification bell. Have a wonderful day.